Can we just deal with some of the outliers there? Because obviously there's a strong relationship with MAG Silver. You got the kind of first two assets off of them, and you stayed private for a while. You've also got Peter McGaugh as a technical advisor here, and also there, because of the assets, I suspect, have been a big shareholder of yours too. So can you just explain that relationship for us?
Absolutely, absolutely. So MAG Silver, I've had a relationship with them for a number of years, especially because we're based in Asia. They've had these projects actually from a long time, since they went public. However, their main project, Juanicipio, has consumed all their focus, all their capital, and they wanted to initially. They were looking potentially for a JV partner for these assets, and so I had with some of my connections here in Asia, I had a group that was very interested in what it's now our flagship asset called Guigui. So I took them to Mexico, must have been 2017 or maybe 16. And as you know, Asians take a long time to make decisions, but they were really interested in the asset. So I spoke to the CEO of MAG Silver and said, look, what do you think if I personally, put the assets into a private company? I'll fund the company myself until at the time, you have to remember, silver was not very attractive. Really, nobody wanted to hear about silver. It was something that I actually thought was quite interesting because, as bad as it ever got with gold, there's always been somebody who wanted to invest in gold. There was maybe a few months here and there where gold was below production cost. But when it comes to silver, we're really coming out of a decade where, for the majority of those years, silver has been at a loss. So with that, MAG Silver at the time was very focused on getting their project financed and into feasibility. And then, they're now maybe a few months away from going to production. But at the time, they were really trying to conserve their cash position. So I spoke to Peter McGaugh, who's one of the founders of MAG Silver, and I sensed his incredible enthusiasm for these projects that he had generated and he had taken to MAG Silver when he became public. And really, these projects had never had an opportunity to be explored in a systematic and dedicated way. So the agreement with MAG was we put the two assets into a private company, and then MAG had a free carry up until we went public. So we were private for the better part of maybe, I think, almost 2 years. And during that time, I personally funded the company, doing very little exploration, more than anything, just the elementary stuff to understand the assets a little bit better. It was really all with my own money, so I had limited resources to get this off the ground. And then last summer of 2019, I saw an opportunity where the markets were a little more receptive on silver. And then we raised this very small seed round that really allow us to finance the company into going public, which, nothing prepares you to how difficult and tedious and expensive it is to take a company public. But we were very lucky to close our financing just before COVID became a sort of that crash that happened in March, and then we went public in June at a time where silver was really on the rise. We went public when silver was maybe $15, and we were able to raise $6.5 million on our RTO round, which was more than we had expected we were going to be able to raise, and we were quite happy with that cash position. Then what happened was our share price went up quite a bit, and there was an opportunity of acquiring a property that was actually very important for our flagship asset because the geophysics showed a very strong anomaly that led from our property to the neighbor. So we took an option on that property, which, it was something that MAG Silver had been chasing for many years. And part of the reason why they had not spent a lot of money exploring this asset, they really wanted to have the land package complete, because the last thing you want is you make a discovery and then, half of the deposit is in land that you don't own. So that was actually a big achievement for us. On the back of that acquisition, we went to raise $4 million. Again, like something that was very surprising for me is the demand was tremendous. We went for $4 million. We got offered, probably close to 12 to 15. discussing with the board, we decided to take 7. And then we left a lot of money on the table, which I think in turn started going into the market. And that's why you have seen our stock have such a strong trading volume over the time since we went public.
Okay, so like, before you tell me the story, the whole story in one breath, I just want to dig down and be able to kind of compartmentalize stuff for people at home, so understand who all the players are on the moving parts, if you don't mind. Just let's stick with Mag Silver here. So you've got Peter McGowan there as a technical advisor because he made those discoveries for Mag Silver. And Mag Silver, as everyone understands, $1 billion plus company working with Fresnillo. Great story. Everyone likes them. So by association, it's good news for you, but I want to understand the relationship. So what is Peter actually doing for you on a day-to-day basis?
So Peter is a technical advisor, and his commitment to Reyna Silver is about 15% of his time. What it looks like, I think it's the commitment in terms of days is 5 days a month. And what it looks like in practical terms is he spends about an hour or 2 a day on Reyna Silver. And we have a team that's full-time. That's a team that actually has done their whole career with Peter and with Mag Silver. So two geologists, Reyna Ramirez, who's an exploration manager, and Manuel Gomez, who's another exploration manager. Both of them have been with Peter actually since the late 80s. And they're on their own right experts in the kind of deposits that we have. Specifically on these deposits, they've been involved in every drill campaign that Mag Silver ever did. But they've also been involved with everything that Mag Silver has done exploration-wise. And so those two gentlemen are full-time with us.